Everybody, it's your man Tyke coming to you with another true spook story. Now, before I begin, I want to ask that you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share me with your friends and family if you're thinking not robbery. I know y'all like these stories and they becoming a little bit more in depth, and I just really want you guys to get me out there. So, do me right. Like, share, subscribe, turn people on to me. And I would like to thank the person and the people who already do that. Thank you so much. I can see every time each one of you guys share. So I thank you so much. So enough of that. This story is going to take place in Orlando, Florida, uh, on the property of Sunnyland Hospital off Sylvester Road in the Pine Hills area. Now, the year is going to be 1997. I was 18 at the time, and it's gonna be before we're gonna be before 1997. But Grandma brought it to my attention in 1997. That's when me and Grandma got involved with the situation. But Grandma already had a history with this place, believe it or not. So the way it was told by Grandmama and Uncle and Auntie now, they were saying that there was like I want to say my mama had a twin brother. Now this is family lore, so I'm talking from strictly what all my uncles and aunties told the family over time. So this gonna get a little sensitive, y'all. So be decent, be humans. You know how shit was back in the day. So don't judge grandmama and don't judge granddaddy. Damn sure don't judge my family. I'm just being G. So it was said, because my mama she a Gemini. So it was said long time ago, big family history, that, you know, my mama had a twin brother. Like when grandma had my mama back in the day, that my mama had a twin brother. Well, the twin brother didn't come out so well. Twin brother was kind of like deformed, messed up, that type of energy there. So grandma and granddad, they was like, man, we can't really deal, with the baby. They had the boy for like one. It was a male too. They had the boy for like 1 or 2 years, and the baby was kind of messed up. And back in the days, 1960 and all that shit there, shit was pretty rough, man, on the black community, black family, from Moultrie, Georgia to Orlando and all that shit there. So I guess times got hard. So the big family secret was that, you know, grandma gave the baby up to the state because her and granddaddy couldn't take care of the baby. That's the big family secret. I don't know how true it was, but we gonna dive into this motherfucker, right? Cause I'm the Baron. Cause I'm tight, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. So it was said out of my mama's mouth that she remembered them talking about she had a twin brother when she was born, but nobody ever seen the twin brother, and she say the twin brother name was Sylvester. Y'all keep in mind, I remember the name Sylvester. So I can't tell y'all family last name because I don't want y'all to start tripping. So my mama used to say, yeah, I had a twin brother, his name was Sylvester. I used to auntie and Uncle Dallas and them talk about, yeah, my brother Sylvester. I remember my brother Sylvester. Because my Uncle Dallas was older than all of them. So he knew the family secrets and the family dirt. So back to grandma. So back in the day when grandma and granddad had, when my mama was born, she was born with a twin. With my mama, and then it was the brother Sylvester. Now grandma and them say they tried to take care of, she say she tried to take care of Sylvester, But it was just too much for him. Granddaddy had just started his job doing roads and concrete, and grandmama, she would stay at home for a while. So it got a little hard on him. So the state and them times back in the day end up taking the babies. If the parents didn't want them, you could like literally just walk to the store and walk to the you know health department on Central or some shit and just give them up, and they'll take them and no questions asked. So evidently they got rid of Sylvester via adoption agency, the state, back in the day. Now all the time, life goes on, shit going up. Now I remember as a little boy in the car with grandmama, she used to always drive me up Sylvester Road, and she would make that left down that little road right by that church and like a little power pole that looked like a cross almost. Right across from Azul. The place now is called Azul and Silver Cove. She would always drive back there to the little hospital where the hospital used to be, and she would just drive around the parking lot, and she'll go sometime and she'll sit in her car and she'll have a little coffee, from 7-Eleven, little Levi Garrett and Red Man Golden Blend tobacco, and she'll, eating a pint of Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream or something like that. She'll just sit back there with me in the car, give me a root beer and a little cake, and I'll be sitting back there with her, and we'll just be sitting, like looking at the hospital, the entrance to the hospital gate and things. So I never really thought about it. It's just like, okay, I'm riding with grandmama, this is what we at, because she always had me in the car with her. And I never knew why grandma did that. Time passed, and this was on a recurring thing, man. Grandma used to go back there like once every 2 months, and I just sit in the car with grandma, and we'll just be watching it. So, and the hospital was standing, but it was decaying. It's like evidently Sylvester had long passed, because this is around by 1996 and 95, 94, 95, 96, and 97. Within that time frame, to where I finally became conscious and start realizing, like, why the fuck I'm sitting back there on this haunted ass area. We calling this bitch a spook town, ghost town. And so prior to that, me and grandma used to sit back there from the time I was like 6 or 7 years old all the way up to I was like 15, 16. She would always go back there and just sit in the parking lot and stare at the hospital, or where the hospital used to be. Now the hospital had long been, dilapidated since 1980. So long time before 1984, 85, when I was 6 years old. So she was always there standing looking at a memory of a building, but the building was still standing. So fast forward to 1997. So the place used to attract a lot of ghost hunters when the building was up. And surprisingly, when I was grown, I went ghost hunting out there, to where I captured a ghost on an old phone, an old laptop. Old phone, to which I downloaded to an old laptop, but it got destroyed. And a little girl I caught out there, but that's neither here nor there. So in 1997, some people was exploring the hospital, right before they tore it down and shit, and it was dilapidated. But when you go inside, they left somehow the power to the elevator was still on. So when the power to the elevator was still on, some dude went out there and he explored, and he tried getting on the elevator, and boom, motherfucker like fell down the elevator shaft and busted his ass up. You know what I'm saying? Being nosy and shit, busted himself up and killed himself. And then another one, like a couple months later, did the same thing. But he didn't die, he just got paralyzed. So the county and the state was sitting out there saying, hey, we need to get rid of this here. We need to shut this place down. We need to decay it, K-ball it, tear the bitch up. So now this is the first time I seen grandma go to a city hall, like a town hall type energy. So she was like, come on, Tyke. She said, come on, Tyke, put on some good clothes. I say, ma'am, she said, put on your good clothes now. I said, yes, ma'am. So I went in there, put on my little dress shoes, wiped them down with a piece of tissue. You know, I'm sitting out there with my little shirt on. She tucked my pants in. I'm about 18, 19 years old now. 18, and she got me looking good, tucked me up and stuff. And she gave me a coat. She said, I need you to come in here with me. Support me now, baby. I said, yes, ma'am. So she goes in there and she argued the fact that the building should be turned into, something else. The building should be rehabbed and turned into like a place where homeless people can go, like a shelter for bad kids, at-risk women. She was just advocating that the building stay there so much. She was advocating that the building would just stay up. She on City Hall records saying that she wanted that building to stay up. So grandma would go there every time they talk about demolishing that building. She would go there. So now I'm 18. So I finally said, hey, grandma. I said, why you fight so hard for this building? I say, somebody done got killed there. Somebody done fell down the shaft and busted their back up. Another dude done cracked his neck and died. I say, people go back there to fuck and smoke drugs on the property. I say, grandma, why you trying to say that place is dangerous? People gonna end up getting murdered and raped and robbed back there eventually. And grandma gave me the coldest look, y'all. She gave me the coldest motherfucking look. She was like, boy, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Some land just need to be protected. Some land just need to be protected. So don't you ever in your life go against me. If I tell you support me, you're gonna support me now. She said, don't make me turn my back on you. And when she said that, y'all, I got cold. I'm 18. The chill ran down my spine because grandma was not liking me in that moment. And I was her boom coon, ride or die, y'all. So I said, yes, ma'am. I said, I know, grandma. I said, I know. I just was questioning. I said, please, grandma, don't get mad. She said, baby, I'm just emotional. So on the way out, I seen a friend of mine by the name of Sylvester. So I said, hey, grandma, there go my friend Sylvester. I said, roll down your window, grandma, so I can say hey to Sylvester. Because Sylvester was walking back there because it's a playground back there, exercise equipment, all that shit though. Yeah, it's a lot more stuff back there though, but this is the main shit that people used to go sit on the swings in the parks and smoke, funded up their little female girlfriends and shit. So grandma said, what name did you just say? I say, that's my friend Sylvester. And she say, well, I say, right there. People, grandma, and the road is real long. And as grandma driving, she stopped the car real hard. And my friend Sylvester, it was like he didn't even see me and grandma there, because I'm like, hey, Sylvester, what it is, boy? What it is, dog? What it is, my dude? And he just ignored me because he had time to walk in front of the car. Now, the whole time Sylvester walking in front of the car, grandma eyeballing him, looking at him, dead in the face. And she like, you know him? And I'm like, yeah, I go to school with him, grandma. We go to Jones. I go to school with him. And she like, and his grandma just got real quiet and she just kept following. So I'm waving at him so bad, So I say, I'm finna get out the car because grandma just put the car in park. And she just in a deal with her head like, look at the dude, Sylvester. So I open the door, I get out the car. I run up to him and I grab Sylvester's arm. I say, Sylvester, boy, what's up? What up, man? I say, you just don't listen to me no more. So, we start acting crazy. And Sylvester had a look on his face at me like I wasn't, like he didn't know who I was. I wasn't shit to him. Like, nigga, why you touching me? He had that type of cold look, but I had classes with Sylvester. We had art class and then we had PE because we all played on the football team. Like we all used to, well, I didn't play the football. We used to go out there and pad up and suit up and let the JV and the varsity people tackle us, and we would run plays, and it was just awful. It was awful, y'all. Don't laugh. I was a little, I had lost a little weight. I was buff, but still a little pudgy around the edges. So coach fucked me over. So he just gave me the look like he didn't know me. So I'm like, oh damn, it's like that, my nigga. Cool. Fuck off then, pussy boy. And I'm like, yeah, I try that nigga when we in school together. So the whole time I'm talking to him, grandma just like staring down me, staring down the dude. So I get in the car and the dude done passed me and grandma car now. So I get in the car and say, come on, grandma, we can roll. But grandma didn't want to go. She kept looking backwards outside her car. So then grandma stepped out the car. And when grandma stepped out the car, she stepped out the car and she spit back on the ground. And you could tell grandma had a look in her eyes like, and this is the best look I can describe it right now. Think about a skeleton with candles inside each eyeball socket. And she looked like a skeleton in the face with two candles in the eyes, like flames in the eyes. And I could see her turn her head sideways like a living flesh and blood skeleton, not bone. And she said, "That's you, Sylvester?" And when grandma said, "That's you, Sylvester," Sylvester turned around. And when Sylvester turned around, he looked at grandma and he said, "It's me, Ma." And grandma said, "Oh." And grandma said, "You going back, huh?" And the dude, now I went to school with this dude. Now let me stop it right there, people, because that's getting into the shit. Let me tell you a little bit before I get into the creepy part. A silent exotic pause right here. Anticipation. So now me and Sylvester again, we went to school together. We would dress on the football team and we would pad up and boom, let the football players run plays with us, get hit, tackle, whatever. We was accepted, the version of the water boy on the field. Now, me and Sylvester were close. We would eat lunch together. Me and Sylvester, we weren't best friends, but he was that dude that if you came around the corner, you see Sylvester, he gonna always laugh and joke with you. He would run up to me, "Tight, my nigga, my nigga." We'll sit up there and say some crazy shit. We'll talk about what happened on the little TV show at nighttime and shit. We'll laugh at the little girls and shit. Tell them, "Okay, you gonna be my baby mama one day." That was me and Sylvester. And he would always be cool. Now, everybody used to say, "Man, you and Sylvester, y'all brothers, y'all like kinfolk, y'all look alike." And we used to just laugh, cause we just two thick, chubby black dudes, in school with braided hair. We all look alike, y'all don't know shit. So me and Sylvester would chill and be cool and talking. And Sylvester just going to his class, going to my class. We'll meet after school with football. But me and Sylvester was real cool, and I never knew why me and Sylvester was so cool. But all that shit finna come full circle in a few people. So one day, me and Sylvester, we out there getting in a fight. So me and Sylvester ain't fighting. We fight some bullies and shit, right? So when the bullies came around, I'm about to get jumped, and the football team wasn't there because they were always gonna like not let the bullies handle me because we were they punching bags on the field for practice and shit. So now it's just me. I got all this long hair. They used to be like, "Oh, you fat like a girl," but nigga, I'm buff now, bitch. You trying me. Now this is the beginning of high school, not in my not in my 12th grade. Yeah, none of that shit. I was beast, y'all. I punch a bitch quick, pull out that blade and touch their ass on the thigh real quick. That was then. This is now. So finna get into it with a couple big head little bullies from the school. So Sylvester come around the corner and he jump in front of me. Now this is the first time I ever heard the word nephew spoken outside of today's term. So when I hear somebody call me nephew, it blow my mind because I'm like, I wonder do they know what that word really means? So Sylvester came running up there in front of me, and out of nowhere, he just hit the bullies. Pop, pop, pop. I mean, like 1, 2, 3, bam, drop him. 1, 2, 3, drop him. Bam, bam, 1, 2, 3, drop him. I'm 9th grade, 10th grade. I'm still pudgy. Still got the little weight around. Ain't really got no hands to toss yet. Knuckles still feeling like powder on a bitch chin. I ain't have it. Y'all, it is what it is. I ain't have that until I got into the 11th and the 12th grade. After that, bitch, now you got something to talk. Now we can touch each other. So he would come around the corner, pop, 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 tight. He said, nephew, I got you, nephew. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, nigga calling me nephew. That must be, the new code word back in the day. Keep in mind, this is 1995, 96, so I don't think the word was widely used like this other than from your uncles and shit. So we'll be out there fighting. So now I'm jumping in fighting. I just grab him and hold him, and Sylvester, he'll punch him 3 or 4 times, and I throw him on the ground and go to the next one, hold him. Sylvester put them hammers on the ass. So we did that about 3 or 4 so principals, deans come break it up and shit. We cool. So now me and Sylvester done got into some lump whoop asses. So Sylvester be like, all right, my nigga, I gotta go. So when Sylvester leave, he will always take off running. Now, no matter what he did, he would run from the school campus. Everybody used to say that boy should run track, but he would take off running. He would make a right when he ran out of the high school, and like he was going down there by Lana Doom, and he was so fast nobody paid attention to him. So I was left to walk around the corner of the Orange Center and shit. As a youth where we live. Nah, that's how the relationship between me and Sylvester was from the 9th grade all the way up till like my 12th grade year. Well, when I graduated 18 shit. So back to grandmama. So I saw Sylvester. He had like he didn't notice me. So that's why I was like, fuck nigga, you crazy. So now when Sylvester walked past the car, grandma get out the car and was like, hey, she say, Sylvester, that's you? And he turned around and like, it's me, ma. Like that. Like, yes, ma'am, it's me, ma. Or did he say, hey, me, ma? I know it was something like that. Or he could have just said, yeah, it's me, ma. Y'all be the judge. I don't want to tell you a word of lie here. So grandma had that look on him, and she like started feeling guilty, had a guilty, sad look in her face. And she said, you going back there? He said, yeah, where else I'm gonna be? This where He said, this where I'm always gonna be at. I'm always gonna be back here. And the dude just running, I said, he always gonna be back there. So Sylvester just kept on walking, and grandma just stayed there looking at him. So she get in her car, and she just quiet, and she drive off. She say, I know I didn't see what I just motherfucking saw. I say, that's my friend from high school. She say, your friend from high school? I say, yes, ma'am. What the fuck you mean that's your friend from high school? I say, yeah. She say, I thought Debbie's son was your best friend. I say, he is. I say, but that's my dog. We run, grandma. I say, we be running it together, fight together. I say, if you call me stupid shit like nephew, kinfolk and stuff, I say, I don't even know what he be saying. I just think that's how he talk, because he like a backwood country dude. She say, I don't want you talking to him no more. I say, what? I say, no, grandma. She say, listen to me, boy. Don't you talk to him no more. Don't you bring that nigga up no more. I say, grandma, why? I say, you a cool dude. I say, we be fighting together. I say, we go to practice together and all that shit. Grandma said, you heard what I said. Y'all keep that in mind. I ain't gonna argue with grandma. I said, whatever. I said, yes, ma'am. But in my mind, I was like, man, please. And my homeboy, the lady, she ain't gonna know we hanging out. So now we all graduating and shit. Well, I didn't graduate. I ain't gonna front. I graduated. I got my high school diploma a little bit later on in life. Then I got my college degree a little bit later on too. But either way, uh, Sylvester graduated, walked the stage and everything. So grandma asked me, you going to the graduation? I say, no, grandma, I'm a dope boy. I'm out there in the street. Fuck that. It's graduation shit, grandma. I got a job. I got to take him a legit at the time. She say, well, I'm going to the graduation. I say, why? She say, Sylvester walking the stage. I say, well, you told me not to, say nothing to the man. And she was like, well, I'm going. You put on some nice clothes. You're going with me. I said, yes, ma'am. So, I put on some nice suit and tie and shit. I'm sitting out there with grandmama. She always adjusted my clothes. Y'all always had me looking fly, flip my collars and shit. So, man, grandma sitting down in the audience. She got the little fan paper in her hand. And when they call Sylvester's name to walk across the stage and all that stuff there, I still can't remember his last name. But she stood up and she clapping for him. And she like, that's my baby. And she the loudest one in there. So after he get the award, she said, come on, let's go. And she'll leave the auditorium and shit. And I said, okay, cool. Yeah, so she'll leave the auditorium and things. I'm like, cool. So going over there and all that shit though. So I'm like, there's something that's weird. So grandmama never really, brought up Sylvester too much no more after that. But again, even when I turned 18, 19 years old, grandma used to go back there and she used to sit on the property and just drink her coffee, chew her tobacco, and eat her Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Now this is around about 1997, 98. So 1999, they finally destroyed the building. Grandma was not happy with that. I remember grandma saying, like at the district thing, and she fought real hard, y'all. She was like, it need to be a structure back there. It need to be something. Something need to be put back down. Don't just let the land go to waste. Don't just sit up there and let the jungle take it over. It need to be some. Yeah, I vote y'all put a playground up there. I vote y'all put a building back there. I vote y'all do something. And grandma was so adamant that they said, okay, we're going to put a playground back there. We're going to rehab the playground, put a track where people can work out at, some, calisthenic exercising equipment that you operate off your own strength. And all that shit, like the seesaw and the handlebar that you pull with your own muscles, and the bike you ride with your own muscle and shit. So grandma followed that shit to the wire. So now grandma going back there and she would just walk the track. Now sometimes I would drive back there, just to chill with grandmama. Because I knew she would get off work like once every 2 months and she'd go back there. So one day I go back there and I see grandma just walking the track. Now while grandma walking the track, this is when I turned 20 years old. So 2 years after, right after they tore it down, a couple months after they tore it down, after they built the playground and shit back there, I drive back there and I see grandma walking the little circle, walking the track and things like that. But grandma walking the track and she talking with, my friend from high school, Sylvester. Now Sylvester grown now, and he just still back there. So I'm like, the fuck? So, I ain't say nothing. So I just parked over there, because they had turned it into a youth detention center type shit. And the food stamp building, it was back there too, y'all. I'm gonna tell you about that. I'll say that for another story, probably in a recap. So I see grandma walking around and she just having a conversation with Sylvester. So finally, after about 30-40 minutes, grandma done walked around there about 2-3 times talking to, my homeboy Sylvester. So I said, let me pull up. So I pull up there Hey, Sylvester. I said, what it is, man? I said, Grandma, hey, how you doing? She said, hey, baby. And Sylvester yelled out, hey, the nephew. And his voice wasn't the same, y'all. It was a deeper voice, like a grown man, an old man voice from, you could tell a bitch voice pattern from this era and from another era. He like, hey, the nephew. Like, sounding real old. I say, what's up, man? I say, you good? I say, you know Grandma? Oh, yeah, yeah. He said, that's my mom. And I don't know if he's saying that's his mom or he was saying that's mama, as in a term of endearment, y'all. I can't lie to you. I don't want to lie to you. So I said, okay, okay. And my grandma had the best smile on her face. And he was like, man, I love the playground, man. I be working out back here. He said, I be jogging back here. He said, I'm going to come here every day to get a jog in. He said, y'all welcome to come back here with me. I'm going to be here all the time. I'm going to be here every day. And Grandma was like, you know, I sure will, baby. You know I'm going to come visit you back here. It never occurred to me, y'all, that grandmama didn't know where this man lived, that this man never showed us where he lived. He used to always sit up there and say he was always going to be back there. And I took it at face value, word for word, pound for pound. It didn't bother me none. So grandma get in her car, she having a happy little moment. She blasts her little church music and she float off in the Buick and shit like that. The little blue Buick. So I'm standing up there looking at Sylvester sit down at the park bench. So I said, let me get out and talk to him. You know, it's starting to get a little dark. It's about 5:30, 6:30 at night. Y'all go the fucked up part about this shit now. I'm telling you some real shit. You go the fucked up part about it. So it's like dawn getting ready to going from light to dark, that kind of hazy, bluish, pinkish, orangish color, and the twilight they call it. So I say, man, what's up? I say, you all right? He's like, yeah, nephew, I'm all right. He said, but damn, boy, I'm tired. I've been working a little. He said, I've been working, walking, man. My energy draining a little bit. He said, I got to get up. He said, I don't mean to leave you. He said, I don't mean to leave you tight. He said, but I'm finna go and take off on you. He said, you gonna be all right back here? I said, yeah, man. I said, I'm finna take off too. I just came back here to check out the spot, you know. He was like, yeah, I got you, man. I'm good, man. I got you. I say, all right, Papa. I say, so whatever you decide to do, man, you know, let me know. And I left my number on the table. I said, here go my number. He said, let me just put my head down a little bit. I said, all right, bro, you do you. So as I get in the car and I'm driving away. So as I'm driving away, I'm looking back because now it's getting real nighttime, right? So I'm driving away and I'm finna turn out to go up this long ass road. I look back, I see Sylvester get up and he just take off running into like the part where the actual hospital used to be at, y'all. And the gate is open, but it's a big road that leave at it. It's probably all covered up in brush and shit. I may just give y'all a tour by driving back there in the daytime. I'm afraid to go back there. Fuck it. I'm just gonna be. I try for y'all, but if I get back there and I see anything crazy, bitch, I am gonna back that BMW up fast as fuck. Run over anything, get in my way. Ghost ass bitch, slut, don't matter. It's getting trampled. So I see him just like walk, but then he started jogging. He started running real fast. And I could see him. But the crazy thing, I'm in my car looking in my rear view mirror at him run towards the little road going to the gate where the hospital used to stand. And I'm like, is that boy living in the woods? You know, because I never seen the hospital. So now I know why you say I'm going on with B. I thought he was homeless. I'm like, this nigga live in the woods, man. I say, God damn, man. You know, now I'm proud of him because he done got through all his adversity. Graduated and shit, boy ain't got no parents, living in the woods, abandoned and all that shit though. So I'm like, okay, that's a real nigga though. He had my back and he went through that. So now I'm thinking, now I'm finna come out here and drop some clothes off, some food off, some shoes off, some shit he may need. And now I'm thinking this is why grandma back here, y'all.
So as he run to the thing, I see him get in the gate, and he just running fast as hell. So I see him going to the gate, and when he going to the gate, he run up the road, and I'm like, man, that's abandoned. But that's where the hospital used to be, all the way back there. So as he do that, it's like he disappeared. So and it took, and it would take going for the distance. So a football yard, it would take you a good, you know, 4 or 5 minutes to run a football field away. But it like he did it in less than 30 to 40 seconds, probably a minute top. So as he running and I'm looking, he disappeared down the road. So I pull off because I'm like, maybe the nigga got a tent. Because I'm used to seeing homeless people, around the city with tents and shit. So I ain't think nothing of it. I drove off and I'm like, cool. So I go to grandma's house and I'm like, grandmama, I say, Sylvester, okay. And she's like, they say that's a Sylvester a good one. He looks so good, don't he? I said, grandma, I said, you acting like you know that man. I say, you being nice to him because he homeless back there. He live in the woods, She say, I know he live back there. He said he always gonna be back there, and that's where he been since the day she said that's where he been since the day we brought him here. 2 years old. I said, what the fuck you mean since the day you brought him here? 2 years old. She say, since the day he came here, 2 years old, that's where he was. And that means he's still alright, he okay. So now people listen to this shit now. I'm gonna stop it right there. It's more to this motherfucking story. But I wanna stop it. And y'all see the shit I went through growing up. So I'm like, so grandmama, I say if he live there, and he always there, I say, how come he go to my school? And she like, well, Lord work in mysterious ways. Don't question spirit. And it seemed like she was just happy to have her son back, that type of energy. Like she was real happy to have her son back. So I said, okay, cool. I'm with it. I'm rocking with it. It's cool. So it never occurred to me that grandma would be so happy to see that guy, to see him. And I ain't think nothing of it, it's all good. So I'm going to school and everything, and I'm asking everybody, I'm going to not the high school reunion, but when we used to have the turkey bowl and, the things in there where we used to have our little ghetto version of the turkey bowl. Everybody would meet up in Layman Garden apartment. This was a big field back there. We would all play like tackle football and shit. So we would meet up there, and I'm like, man, Sylvester be here running this shit. And everybody was like, you talking about Sylvester? I said, yeah, Sylvester. They say, man, you didn't hear Sylvester got shot. I said, what you mean he got shot? Here we go with the bullshit. This shit make the paper, man. Bad. It ain't internet, the paper. What you mean Sylvester got shot? They say, yeah, man, they found old boy Sylvester dead over there on Silver Star Road. Right down there where the mental institution used to be. They say they found his body. He was shot, like walking up there catching bus 25. I say what? They say, yeah, man, they put him up there. He been gone, man, like 4-5 months. So I go to grandmama, right? And I say, grandma, I say, they say my boy Sylvester dead, man. I say, the little boy you was out there talking to and you so happy to see. Grandma fell out. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Who would kill him? Who would do it? Oh, God, no. Who would kill him? Who would do it? Nah, people, grandma had a spaz-ass attack when she found out Sylvester had got shot back that way. Now, he died on that property, people. He got shot on the property where the Sunny Lane Hospital used to be now. So, I'm trying to console grandma. I'm like, it's going to be all right. He was a good dude. So now I'm sharing story. How he used to protect me. How he used to call me nephew. So then, all of a sudden, Auntie Pig and Uncle D and Mom used to come up there and they used to be like, you know that's where she dropped off your mama brother at, her baby. And I'm like, what? Like, yeah, your mama had a twin. His name was Sylvester. She dropped him off back there. So I showed Auntie, well, Auntie had pictures, but Grandma had took a picture with uh, Sylvester out of the Polaroid. And I showed her the picture. She's like, Tyke, don't this look like you? And I'm like, huh? And I'm looking at the dude, and I could tell about the big old smile, the big teeth, and the big lips and shit. And I could say, okay, yeah, that looked like a little kid version of me when I was like 2, 3 years old, 5 years old. I said, yeah, I can see it, and I'm laughing. And no, 2 years old. I said, yeah, that little baby looked like me. The big smile and shit, but it was a baby, so it had like pegs and shit. So yeah, it got my feature. She say, that was Sylvester at 2 years old. I say, whoa. And I seen, now once I started looking at the picture, I seen the deformities. Now I never saw the deformities in my friend Sylvester until I looked at that picture, and now my memory started coming back. Sylvester's arm was always shorter than one arm was shorter than the other one. He had something wrong with his right finger, like the pinky. That was a little off. He kind of had his back kind of crooked, like he had scoliosis. But he was walking upright. He just had he never looked like he was sick to me, because I always thought he was a G. He looked perfect to me, like even better shape than me. But after I saw the picture, all the memories coming back, and I'm really seeing how he looked. He was all bent up and kind of deformed a little bit, but he could fight, he could handle himself. He played on the football team, got tackled and popped like me, all that shit. So when he passed away, man, Grandma was really shook up, and they showed me the picture, and I'm like, damn, that dude do look kind of like me. And people, Grandma was all shook up. But after she found out he was deceased and she couldn't go to the funeral or nothing, Grandma would often go back there to that mental asylum land, that Sunnyside land, and just sit back there. And I'll tell you a little bit more in the recap on what happened, like how my mama played into this and everything. So y'all gotta remind me. Y'all gotta say, hey, Tyke, how your mama played into this. What your mama gotta say, because keep in mind, Sylvester was a twin, people. Allegedly. So Grandma got real sad, and she still go back there and visit before she even passed. Like a year before she passed, we drove back there together. And she say, what they done made of that place, boy? I say, it's a bunch of little bullshit. I say, they got a women's work release center all the way down to the back. I say, the government buildings back there, like covert shit. Government science buildings back there and shit. I say, we don't go back there, Grandma. I say, and they boarded up so nobody can get to it. The neighborhood, so nobody from the neighborhood can go there and play. It says one way in and one way out. She's like, And I say, they call all the roads are named All Children Lane. Every last road, All Children Lane, All Children Lane, All Children Lane. She said, And she used to say that, and she asked me to drive her back there one last time. And I drove Grandma back there one last time, and we parked. And she was kind of sickly. And I bought her some vanilla Haagen-Dazs from the 7-Eleven. Right up the road before they turned it into a Circle K. And some Levi Garrett Red Man Golden Blend tobacco. And some coffee. And we would sit back there, and I had me a pint of ice cream with her. And we both ate the ice cream, and we just sat there in silence. Sometimes we would laugh, and she would put on her church music, and that one song she used to always like to sing. Over yonder where my Jesus lives. That's like our family song. I did a video on that too. But yeah, and a little bit after that, Grandma passed away about a year later. After that, after we sat that one more time, and I think she just needed closure for my mama twin Sylvester. Now, I don't know if y'all think that story was spooky, scary, crazy, heartfelt, loving, whatever. But people, I think one of my best friends in high school was my deceased uncle that my grandma gave up for adoption. And he used to fight for me and protect me. So I think I went to school with my deceased uncle. Y'all let me know what you think in the recap. I'm getting ready to tear up. Y'all know me, I'm emotional as fuck at time. I gotta get out of here. We'll talk about it in the recap when I get a little more strength. Alright everybody, I'm tight. Telling you guys, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction. But it's the truth, no doubt. Take care everybody. Stay safe.